This is one-on-one session with the ForumIAS founder and director Ayush Sinha. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
Yes, Harshivani. Can you introduce yourself to me?
Yes, sir. My name is Harshivani Singh. I belong to district Jalaun in Uttar Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Jhansi. Then, sir, I did my BTech in electrical engineering from Harcourt Butler Technological Institute in Kanpur. And so since then, I have been preparing for UPSC. My hobbies include satvic cooking and watching movies and web series.
Tell me the names of last 3 movies that you have watched.
So first is Badhai Ho and Badhai Do, sorry, and so then the Adam Project and Love Hostel.
What is the Adam Project about?
So the Adam Project is basically a science fiction movie based on time travel and stuff like that.
On time travel.
Yes, sir.
Does time travel have to do anything with the theory of relativity?
Yes, sir, it does.
Okay. Do you know what is the theory of relativity?
So not exactly, but I have some vague idea.
Who gave the theory?
So Albert Einstein.
Okay. Any other theory, prominent theory given by Albert Einstein, which is further refined and implemented around us currently?
So currently implemented, so I can't recall, but one is string theory. I think that is very popular.
Okay. What did Albert Einstein win the Nobel Prize for?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
I'll give you a hint. For a certain theory or effect that he gave, it has a close relationship with the stream or discipline of your engineering.
Photoelectric effect.
That is correct. How do we use photoelectric effect in practice today? In what devices?
Sir, in solar panels.
So, Harshivani, there are 2 major technologies with respect to solar panels. Can you tell them what they are?
So 2 main technologies.
How we use solar panels, or not solar panels, how we harness solar energy and convert it to electrical energy.
So I'm aware of the solar panels. They say that capture the sunlight and then they convert it into electrical energy.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. There is one more simpler technique which can be used using concentrating light. Can you think of it now?
So I have some idea. We use a microscope. We use a glass to concentrate the light, and then that can be used. But I can't think of any wide range applications of the same right now.
So we have there is another model. We are using it in some countries. Using mirrors and lenses, sunlight is focused, concentrated in one area, and used to boil water.
Yeah, I'll read about it, sir.
Why is it said that the steam engine was a revolution in how we produce energy? After that, it is only said to be an evolution. What is the reason?
Yes, sir. So it is said because the steam engine, when it particularly came, there was no other technology that actually revolutionized transport and other such things to a wider extent. Steam engine, when they came, they revolutionized transport, and since then we have only been evolving it and we have only made it faster and easier. So I think, sir, that's the reason.
What is so? It was a novel technology at that time. What is the primary technologies by which we are generating electricity even today?
So first is the thermal power plant that we use while using coal.
What does it do, the thermal power plant?
So it basically uses the coal, it burns it, and with that we basically use boilers, and with that steam we use electricity. So that's the entire this. So the second is solar panels. We use the solar energy. to generate electricity. And the third largely used is hydropower energy using the turbines, using these. And
We are also burning other hydrocarbons in thermal power plants, not just coal. How about nuclear energy? How does it generate energy?
the nuclear energy. So in this we use uranium-235, and we can generate energy via bombarding neutrons over it. So what the technology is that basically when it comes in contact with these neutrons, it basically generates further more neutrons, and that's how the energy escalates.
What sort of energy is released?
The heat energy
With that heat energy.
so again the same process. We'll be boiling the water and with that steam.
So can you think now why it is said that
Yes,
the steam engine was a revolution, after that is merely an evolution? Then why you did not say it before in these terms?
yes, sir, so I completely.
Harshivani, so you are living in Uttar Pradesh.
Yes.
The state government there has been very active with respect to the use of bulldozers, uh, breaking houses. Is the use of bulldozers have legal sanction?
Yes, sir. So it is legally done. So because whenever any offender or any criminal he runs away from the police, the government, the state government particularly here, has the right to have his property under their control, and they are doing it legally, and it has also been creating a deterrence factor. We also recently saw in Ghaziabad that one rape offender he fled, and then when the police went with a bulldozer to his house, then he immediately came back. So that is one positive aspect of it.
So do you support such use of bulldozers to raise people's houses?
So I believe if uh, as long as it is done legally, it is perfectly fine. And as the state government has the right to uh, to have someone's property under their control, if he is basically running away from the police and the government per se. So I believe it's fine. But if it is illegally done and if it is targeting some particular people, then I believe so it's wrong.
So you are in support of bulldozer democracy, if I'm correct.
I would say, sir, not entirely, but if it is legal, only then, sir.
Harshivani, what is the name of your graduating college?
Also, Harcourt Butler Technological Institute.
Who was Hardcore Butler? How did the name come? How did this name came? How did this
So,
name come?
Harcourt Butler, sir, was a governor in United Province in the 1920s, and he was the forebearer of technological advent in the nation during that time. And so he was also the head of the Butler Commission that gave the relationship between the princely states and the union.
So you
was-
do Sattvic cooking, Harshivani. Can you tell me three differences between Sattvic and Tamasic?
The food we use, it's basically very pure and light. In tamasic food, it's mainly very heavy, so high consumption of oil will be there, high consumption of spices, and mainly animal-based products we'll be using. And so in sattvic, we'll be using less oil, less spices, and majorly focusing on the plant-based products.
What web series have you recently watched?
So I saw Dark, the German web series.
What is the web series about?
It's a science fiction time travel based web series.
So what option have you chosen, Harshivani?
So anthropology.
What was the reason for choice of anthropology?
So there were two primary reasons. So I wanted to learn a new subject apart from electrical. So sir, I found anthropology to be a good mix of biology, of tribes and society. So that was one. And so the other reason was it had comparatively less syllabus and can be completed in a lesser amount of time. So that was a rational decision to take.
All right. Harshivani, what is the best method to store renewable power?
So store
Yes.
to store renewable power. So I believe batteries can be used. Uh, but power in the electricity in general has this constraint that we cannot store it for longer duration. So that is one inherent shortcoming for electricity.
Why we can't store it for longer duration?
Sorry, sir, I'll have to read more on that aspect. I'm not very aware of the technicalities.
there is always a talk of, increasing grid energy or grid power. Tell me few advantages or few criticisms or few advantages of generating off-grid power. Few advantages of generating off-grid power.
So advantages of off-grid power would be, so firstly, so can I take a minute to think?
Please.
So all I can think right now are the disadvantages. I can't think right now.
You are thinking of its disadvantages.
All I can think of right now.
Okay, can you tell me some disadvantages of grid power?
So off-grid power, first of all, it will lead to higher losses because we will be transmitting the power from long distances. So that will be the major problem. We'll be using a lot of wire, so the cost will further increase so as to transmit power. So these two reasons.
What is an off-grid power, Harshivani? I think we have a difference in opinion with respect to what is an off-grid power. What is an off-grid power?
So the power generated not at the grid but somewhere far away, and then we'll be transmitting into the grid.
It's not even in the grid. It's generated far away from the grid and probably not connected to the national grid.
Okay, sir, I got it. Yes, sir.
So now can you tell me what would be the advantages of Miss Harshivani Singh generating off-grid power via solar panels over her own house?
So firstly, I would be not depending on the electricity of anywhere else of the government. So so basically the fiscal deficit will come down if we use it at wider scale. We'll be using less imports as a nation. And so secondly, the electricity will be under my control. So I can be using it whenever I want, and if there is an availability of net metering in my
just one very good benefit of promoting off-grid power.
So first, the only one benefit, so then less pollution.
That's correct. It's more environment friendly.
Yes, sir.
If every one of us generated our own electricity, obviously we'd not be having nuclear reactors and thermal power plants in our houses. We are more likely to generate electricity via,
solar.
Yes, through solar, and it would be more environmentally sustainable as compared to having. All right, Harshivani, now think like an engineer and tell me. So we have an international airport in New Delhi.
Yes, sir.
It is designed in a manner so that it can cater to more than 1 lakh passengers every day, hypothetically. I go to the airport and I still see long queues. Despite the big heavy infrastructure that has been created, I'm still having to wait for about 2 hours waiting for my flight in the check-in as well as other stages of flight boarding. All right. So the government says that we are going to have one massive and probably world's largest airport. World's biggest international airport is something that we plan to build. Given the size of the population that we have in Delhi or in India, I still find that the road to the airport itself is very crowded. And when I go there, the paramilitary forces, the CISF is unable to manage the number of people, the vast number of people that are coming to that single airport, because Delhi just has one airport. What is the solution to this?
So to solve the traffic problem, first of all, so I have to solve the traffic problem or the airport problem?
The entire problem, yes.
So first of all, to solve the traffic problem, we need to have better road management system. The traffic signals, they are not followed basically. Many of the time they're not even there. So employing more traffic officials and ensuring that the rules are followed. First would be that would manage the traffic. And so secondly, at the airport level, so I believe there could be some mechanism in which we can have the bookings made online, and the passenger would come only at that time when his flight is supposed to be landed, like before 1 hour, so as to not have a large amount of rush there. So sir, this will be my two.
That actually happens right now, Harshivani. So you have to check in, you must be at the airport 2 hours before the departure time. That already happens, but still there are just too many people.
So then we can increase the area. We can increase the waiting lounge. We can also discourage people to come a lot early than they should have.
They're not coming. Nobody's coming early. In fact, most of the time you'll see people coming late. So much so that people are preferring to travel by the train than take a flight.
So I'll have to read more on that.
I'll just give you a hint. In the previous question, we talked about it. Okay, a second hint, the government is already moving in this direction as far as NCR is concerned.
So I'm able to.
Harshivani, how do you plan to use electrical engineering in administration?
So through electrical engineering, I can use the skills that are associated with engineering, that is the logical analysis and the problem solving approach. And specifically electrical engineering, I believe I can use it to reduce the losses at discoms and perhaps have a better understanding of the power generation systems.
Why civil services?
The civil services actually provide the most coveted job in the nation, and so it is perhaps the only job that will give me an opportunity to work for multifaceted, for a multi-dimensional approach and cater to larger segments. So that was one, and so other was to have some sort of financial sustainability. So these two were the reasons.
All right, Harshivani, your interview is over.